welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we're going ahead and filming a speed build video for a collaboration. This is for the Streamlet single starter home renovation battle, led by Havana Sims and participated by many different simmers. Before I get started, make sure you go ahead and check out the description box because everything you need or possibly could want to know is listed down below, including channel links, Twitter, all that good stuff, and a playlist where you can view all of the renovations a little bit more simply if you aren't already using that playlist as I speak. Anyway, all that will be down below. I'll skim over it a little bit more later if I get time, but I'm just going to be talking about the build for now. So basically, our task was to go ahead and renovate this build for this guy. So I just moved in a random guy from my library. It was the Tom Chisholm sim from the Grease collab. Yeah, I went ahead and moved him into this house, and I thought, I don't remember what Tom's character was like in Grease. He's not really a very memorable character to me. That might be a bit of a what's it called? Unpopular opinion. I haven't seen Grease in a long time, and I don't remember him distinctly. Like, I had to do a little bit of Googling and be like, oh yeah, it was that guy. But I don't really remember what his character was like. But for the sake of this renovation, we're going to say it's not Tom Chisholm from Grease. It's just a guy named Tom who happens to look a lot like him. But anyway, I digress. He moved to this neighborhood, this lovely suburban Willow Creek neighborhood, and he is hanging out and chilling, and he decides he hates his house. I'll show some before and after shots at the end, but basically this house before was a really weird layout. Like, the bedroom was the front room, which is normally fine for me, but the way the windows were positioned onto the street, it seemed kind of awkward. Like, your bedroom windows are looking directly into someone else's house, which I felt was kind of weird, especially for like a young person. Like, I don't know, it was just kind of weird for me. So what I went ahead and did was redid the floor plan completely. The shape of the outside of the house is still relatively the same. I just changed the positioning of the porch. I extended and manipulated. Did you guys hear that massive truck just go past? If you couldn't, that was just like a weird moment of silence. But that truck was so loud, it just shook my entire house. Oh my goodness. Okay, apologies on behalf of that truck. Anyway, as I was saying before the truck so rudely interrupted me, the house is relatively the same shape. I just extended the side of the house longer and manipulated its position on the lot. And I did change its size in doing that, but it is relatively the same size. I just changed the left jutty outy bit where the kitchen used to be, so it's centered. And I changed where the porch is, so it's in that gap rather than being along the front. And also I added a little 3-tile diagonal jut so we could have a little window bay, because I thought that would just be really cute. And also because I felt like the house was very square and rectangular and boring. And one way you can really quickly make a house look better is by changing the shape of it to make it less boring. That will also help with the inside with furnishing, because if you just have flat walls, you feel the need to put more paintings and more decorative stuff on and around it. Whereas if the walls are more of a weird shape, if there are more angles and stuff going on, it's already pretty busy in its architectural structure that you don't need to spend as much money on painting and decorations. Which brings me to my next point. This build was a budget reno. So I moved in Tommy Boy. I hopped in testing cheats, enabled true or whatever it is these days, and I set his money to 20k before I started building. So he had 20k. We went ahead and started building. I sold some stuff and whatnot. I'm pretty sure this house is within budget. If not, I'll change some things before I upload it to the gallery, so it's definitely below. But this is made for this lot in Willow Creek, so it should be under 20k or a 20k renovation on this lot in Willow Creek, Streamlet single. Voila, beautiful. I love it. It's great. And one of the other main points that we needed for this house was that it had to have a porch and a yard. So that's why I wanted to change the positioning of the porch. I felt like before it was too small and rectangular that you couldn't really do anything on there. Otherwise you'd be in the way of the door. It'd be a real fire hazard. And also the yard before was really squished and messed up. You couldn't really get in there, and it was really skinny, and there was this really awkward shape with the jut out of the kitchen. So that's why I decided to center the jut out on the left-hand side so that there is more room to have this sort of backyard that goes sort of in a L shape around to that side of the house. And yeah, I just thought it was really super duper cute. So anyway, Tom moved here. The whole time I was envisioning that Tom is gay. So Tom moves on in. He is like, I moved into this neighborhood. I've got $20,000 that I can give to you to renovate my house. Please do it because I want to peeve off my neighbors. My neighbors are, maybe they're like a little bit older. Like maybe he's moved into an area that's like all old, like retired people. And they don't accept me for who I am. They weren't happy because maybe he put up like a gay pride flag and they were like outraged and called the police and stuff. And his neighbors are just not very good people. They're not very progressive. They don't like Tom because of his sexuality. You know, he's always bringing boys over to his house, his cute house, and he wanted to renovate his house so he feels more comfortable bringing people over, not just boys, but like friends, and having his mum come over for a cup of tea and stuff. And he felt a bit embarrassed with his house the way it was before because it was very empty and bare and disgusting. The furniture was all from IKEA. No offense to IKEA, but like he went and bought it all when he moved out. Now he's like 25 and he was looking to renovate this house because he wants to live here and grow old here. And also because he wants to adopt a little puppy dog. So he needed the house just to be renovated for his dog, for his mum, for his boyfriends, for his friends, and to peeve off his neighbors. So he said, how can I annoy my traditional, not forward people in my neighborhood who are stuck in like the 19th century? I want to bring them into the 21st century by looking at my house without even having to cross the road, okay? So I said, let's paint it bright pink. And he said, that's a great idea. So I went ahead and painted this house pink because at first I had an idea to make it a really modern house to renovate it. I was thinking, how can I renovate this house and make it so different? You know, this house is the Streamlet single. And if you didn't know, this house is the one that the Sims team used to copy paste for the Strangerville debacle. So in Strangerville, there was a house that is basically exactly this house, just slightly different and slightly differently furnished. And it was a big controversy because people were saying, why couldn't they build a new house? They basically copied and pasted it and just replaced a few items. Like, that's not cool. So, yeah, I didn't really know what to do with this house because I wanted to make it really modern because it has already been done in a traditional sense. And I didn't really want to just make it like change a few things to the outside and like, oh, there we go. Like, I wanted to make a big change to this house. And I just thought, how can I do that? My first instinct was to go ultra modern. And then I had to look at the houses around us and I realized Tom said he wanted to pee off his neighbors, but he also doesn't want his house to look out of place. You know what I mean? He has to live here. Like, it's not just a statement. It's going to be his home. So he has to like it, pee off his neighbors, have a yard and room for a puppy dog, and have his mother over for a cup of tea. Also, preferably have his bedroom in a position where he can bring boys over without it facing Gloria, the across the road neighbor's living area. Like, his bedroom was like right across from our living room. It was really awkward. So we had to hit all those marks that Tom told me he wanted. By Tom told me, I mean I thought of these whilst I was building it, and now I'm telling you guys it. But anyway, Tom wanted all these things, and the main way I accomplished this was by keeping sliding on the outside of the house and adding those stone touches. So I wanted to be sort of like a little cabin, like a little old school cabin in the woods, but also suburban and also like not in the woods. So that's why I went with the stone accents and the little like Stonehenge fence. I just thought that was so cute. Like, it looks like maybe when we knocked down part of the house, we like used old pieces of the house to like make a little fence or something. I don't know, just like repurposing. And I wanted it to suit in with the surrounding world. When we did this renovation challenge, we were told it's a Streamlet single in Willow Creek. You need to do this build. So if it was just like a build a 20k house, I would have probably done it in Newcrest to make it really modern. But because it was in Willow Creek, I thought, no, I want it to be real base game Sims 4, Willow Creek-esque 2014 house. I want it to be suburban, but then the modern aspect I guess we're adding is more on the inside with the fixtures and fittings and the furniture. So Tom is 25. He is into computers. He is also really into reading. I decided he has lots of little reading nooks where he can sit and chill with his little puppy dog that he's going to adopt. And he's got this cozy little fireplace. Like, there are a lot of touches to the house that remind you of the old home, and then a lot that remind you of the new home. And yeah, I sort of tried to focus on in a couple of stuff packs. So I like expansion packs. So I mainly used things like cats and dogs because I really love that Brindleton Bay, like rustic, but also like upscaled rustic vibe. So yeah, I hope that you get those vibes. I hope that when you look at this house, you think of Tom, who has his dog he's going to adopt. His mum comes over for afternoon tea and a couple of biscuits, and he sits on his porch with his friends, just having a laugh every now and then. And yeah, I just thought it was really cute. I also really wanted to incorporate lots of pinks and blues because he's really into the pastel kind of vibes. We've got a lot of neutral colors grounding the house, the browns and the stone colors. And then we got different variants of pink, blue, and also green somehow ended up being a color that was sprinkled throughout as well, just to add more of a natural tone, like with the plants and the bedspread. And there's a plum bubby picture and just stuff like that. I just want it to be really natural with lots of colorful accents because I was imagining this house was being renovated to be really modern, and then Tom is adding in his own little touches of Tom. Touches of Tom. Okay, that sounds kind of inappropriate, but anyway. Yeah, he's just got this cute little like sitting area. Like he doesn't need a big, huge couch. I was trying to fit a 3-seater in there for so long, but I thought he's not the type of person to have like 20 friends over. Like he's not throwing any parties. He's kind of like an old woman in a 25-year-old gay man's body. That's the epitome of Tom. And he just like sitting by the fire, watching some soapy television with his family and friends. At this point, I ran out of money. And also likes to sit by the window there and read a book and just all that good stuff. He is like all about his living area. His bedroom is kind of smaller, but his main purpose of his bedroom was just for the bedroom acts, not for anything else. He likes to keep it separate. That's why he's got his desk out in the living area. And, you know, he doesn't like having his technology in his bedroom. He might read a good book in there every now and then, but that's why he's got his little reading nooks and stuff like that. But yeah, I just really love this build. It's really sweet and charming. I love the like cottage vibes mixed in with like traditional suburban and some modern touches here and there as well. Because obviously Tom is a young fellow. Like he doesn't want to go and fetch his milk every day because he doesn't own a refrigerator. Like we're not going to caveman times, but we're just going to like cute little cottage vibes. Like he maybe goes to an organic market. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, he's back there fishing right now. And I just really wanted to incorporate this fun little clothesline and just having like a bunch of trees for shade because at this point we didn't have enough money to really install too many new windows, if you know what I mean. Windows are kind of expensive. I was going with the Seasons ones, which I think are actually some of the most affordable in the game, but they're still pretty, you know, pretty costly. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read some of the rules now if you haven't already read them down below. I'm going to go ahead and read them. So first off, I'm just going to read the description. The owner of this home, Tom, is looking to sell the house, but he only has 20k to turn the home around. He has enlisted the help of the following simmers to turn the property around. Be sure to check them out. Voting is linked below. So the simmers in this collab were Havana Sims, Hip Hip Renee, Carrie Plays, B-Ray Sunny, Maple Simmer, Ashura, Bree Simulated, which is me, Sweet Pea Simmer, Melanin Sims 2000, Bubbly Zen, Sharagon, Lilac, Lydia, Deets, Sam's a Sugar, and Nora. So please go ahead and check that out below. I'll leave any more information, or if anybody, you know, can't participate, I'll still leave their channels linked below just because I think it's, you know, the right thing to do. But let me go ahead and read the little PNG that we got sent, the graphic, if you will. Budget battle. Welcome to Streamlet single. The owner of this house is looking to sell, but he only has 20k to turn the home around. He has enlisted your help and the given budget of 20k. Good luck. Rules. You have the freedom to change the shape of the home, but you must have a garden and a porch, which we definitely have. You can't use vampires, my first pet, kitchen, kids room, or Strangerville, which we have not. And it is due today when you are seeing it. And of course, all the information will be linked down below for the voting and also for Havana's stream. She's going to be touring them. So check it out down below to see if you can join in on the live stream. But here are these screenshots before and after, you know how it goes. But yeah, I love this little home. Yeah, as I said, it's really simple and discreet in the layout and shape and like the modern appliances, and the pops of color are within some of the items, because obviously if Tom ever wanted to sell this house, he would need to be able to like take his furniture out and the house still look attractive, which it does. And yeah, I really love this house. Look at that ugly living room and look how beautiful it is now. I just think this is so Tom. His neighbors are going to be so peeved off, and he won this battle. The real winner is Tom, and also whoever else, everyone else is pretending they were building their builds for. But yeah, the kitchen, oh my god, beautiful kitchen change. I love this build. I feel like this would be a really great starter build to move your Sims into straight off the bat. And this is just so much better than the original Streamlet single and better than the Strangerville alternativeness. I think that if the Sims team hired me and I built this to be put into Strangerville instead of whatever they did, they would have definitely avoided that controversy. But anyway, until next time, I hope you have a very snazzy day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!